Razaban into FightHype.com.
FightHype.com.
With the notorious Dibella, all the way from the UK, all the way from the US, sorry.
The notorious LOU to you.
How are we, Lou?
I'm okay.
We're here for the final press conference for your fight card, Prograis-Taylor, this weekend. Just before we talk about that fight, obviously it's been a probably tough last 8-9 days for you. The sport of boxing, everybody knows fighters put their lives on the line, but
we have it's a very dangerous, unpredictable, and unforgiving sport that we love. And the men and women that get in that ring, they're a different breed. You know, they do it because they love it, and they do it because they're fighters. That's who they are. But every time they get in that ring for our entertainment and our enjoyment, they're putting their health and safety and lives at risk. And Patrick's a reminder of that. So, I'm going to talk about the fight with you, and we're going to move on to that subject in a second. But I think it is important, and I'm glad you asked me the question. I think it is important that we don't forget Patrick Day or Max Dadashov or the other men and women that have given their lives to entertain us. And there are no tomato cans, and there are no bums that get into a boxing ring. You know, there are brave men and women that do it because they're fighters and because they want to entertain us, and we need to appreciate them, and we need to make the sport safer for them.
We have a lot of geopolitics in boxing when it comes to matchmaking. Bob Arum, Al Heyman, yourself, Eddie Hearn. Some promoters work with each other, some don't work with each other. But on this, it requires total, everyone needs to unite together.
I got calls from everyone from Bob Arum. Obviously Eddie and I have spoken multiple times. Al Heyman called to discuss the safety in boxing. This is something we could unite on. This is something where there are no streaming services or networks or sides of the street. We're all on the same side of the street when it comes to believing that fighters deserve the best protection we can give them. So, we need to give some real attention, not just lip service, in the wake of this tragedy, real attention to what we can do to make the sport safer. And there are already some things we're doing in the UK better than we're doing in the US. We have a lot of work to do in the US. We have a lot of work to do in general. And I think that it is an area that we can unite to try to make a difference for these men and women that get in the ring.
Well, obviously, I believe the funeral is on the weekend, so our thoughts go out to obviously his family and
Thank you. I'll convey that. I'm going to see them this weekend. I'm heading back tomorrow for the funeral. So I'll see his family, and imagine what those people are going through.
Saturday night, you're obviously not going to be here, but it's your fight. It's his biggest fight of his career.
It's the biggest fight of Regis's career. It's the biggest fight of Josh Taylor's career. It's the best 140-pound fight you can make in the world. It's for the Ali Trophy. It's for the championship or the World Boxing Super Series. But it's really to establish who is the best junior welterweight on the planet. And the winner Saturday night will be. I already believe these are the number 1 and 2 guys. I believed it for a long time. I expect it to be a tremendous fight. I think it's going to be a firefight. I think there's going to be explosive action. Taylor applies a lot of pressure. Regis can punch with both hands. Has tremendous movements, hand speed. These are two extremely talented athletes, two extremely talented boxers, and I think we're going to see a fight of the year candidate and a great fight on Saturday night.
Fighters need to look at this and learn from this, that boxing is about the best, fighting the best. Yes, money is important. You're going to get paid anyway. But I feel like some fighters are getting too greedy and demanding too much.
Well, there's another thing too. A 25-0 record or a 15-0 record doesn't mean anything if you haven't fought the best opposition. I've often kidded around and said I could get a ham sandwich to a 15-0 record, and I probably could. Look, on Saturday night, when Regis looks across the ring, he's looking at the best fighter he's faced. When Taylor looks across the ring, he's seeing the same thing. That's what it's all about. It's about a contest. It's about the outcome being in doubt. It's about the best fighting the best. That is the most significant positive about the World Boxing Super Series, facilitating fights in which the best fight the best. They're getting what they bargained for on Saturday night. I believe Regis Prograis is the best 40-pounder in the world. I believe that Josh Taylor is the number 2 140-pounder in the world. On Saturday night, we're going to see who reigns supreme. we're going to see who the real champion is.
Look, just want to get your thoughts. Obviously, there's a card in LA that Eddie's putting on, KSI, Logan, no head guard. Now, considering what's happened, we know.
Well, the one joy is I don't think they're good enough to do any real damage to one another. No offense, but I did see some pictures of Logan yesterday looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it made me wonder if there's VADA testing. He looked pretty jacked up. Look, I mean...
but doesn't that make that dangerous?
But I don't know. I mean, I question whether guys should be playing boxing. You see, one of the things people always say is you don't play boxing, because you don't. You don't. And when you have a combat sport like this, where so much is at stake, including the fighter's health and safety and all that kind of stuff, you don't play boxing. I mean, I'm not going to criticize, because here's the reality. Logan and the other dude are social media superstars. They're YouTube stars. They have huge followings. There are millions of people that want to see that fight. So who am I to say, I may not want to buy a ticket, but who am I to say it shouldn't happen? If there's any aspect in which I'm a little bit hesitant, it's people don't play boxing, and in this kind of fight, there's a little bit of an aspect of playing boxing. But I'll tell you what, it looks like these guys have taken it seriously. They're training hard. They're probably improving. I don't think they're mismatched. I don't think anyone's walking in the ring in any kind of gross danger. They're not fighting a 10-round fight. May the best dude win, and if people want to spend their money on it, God bless them.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure.
The Cure people. Dibella for FightHype.com. Thank you very much.